Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like you guys in this Ed puzzle to answer some questions to get our brains kind of thinking about what we think about feminist philosophy or feminism, or what we know about it already or misunderstand about it. Before we get started with the discussions and the readings and all that stuff, before I give you stuff, what do you guys? Where are you at? Just get your brain started on this new unit and then see how we think about things afterwards, okay? So it's our initial kind of thinking. We will discuss this in class too, but I want to get you guys to have some time to think about your answers so that you're better prepared to have a great conversation on something that can be touchy, okay? Well, here we go. So let's look into some important questions regarding our relation in and to the world through our gender. Okay, so pick any two from each of these slides that I would like you to answer in the chat box. So let's look at the first round here. I want you to pick two. What does the word feminism mean to you? Where do you think your understanding comes from? So you could pick this one. What is it? What does feminism or feminist mean to you? Do you think men and women experience the world in the same way or differently? Why or why not? And what does equality between genders look like in everyday life to you? And do you think gender roles are natural, socially created, or a mix, or both? What makes you think that? So pick two of these questions and answer that in the chat box. Okay, the next set. Again, pick two you want to answer in the chat box. So have expectations about how boys or girls should behave, have they affected your life in any way? What makes something unfair? Can you think of examples of gender-based unfairness that you've seen or witnessed or read about or any of that? Is it possible to treat everyone exactly the same and still be unjust? Why or why not? And should schools or governments actively try to correct gender inequality? Why? Okay, the next set. Can language shape how we think about gender? Can you think of any examples of how language might shape what we think about gender? Is freedom the same for everyone? What might limit someone's freedom? Especially in relation to sex and gender here. What responsibilities, if any, do individuals have to challenge unfair gender norms? Do you think the media influences how we understand masculinity and femininity? How so? Or in what way? Or can you think of an example? All right, next set. What does it mean to empower someone? Can empowerment be given, or does it have to be claimed, taken? Is it possible for laws to be equal, but society to still be unequal? How? And if so, how? And if not, how not? Do you think care, which includes nurturing, emotional labor, caregiving, is valued the same as competition or leadership? And should it be? Notice how those tend to be masculine and feminine roles, right? And can someone benefit from a system and still be harmed by it in some way? How so? Okay, next set. How do race, class, culture, or religion also affect experiences of gender that you know of? And then is anger ever an appropriate response to injustice? Why or why not? And what would a society without gender expectations look like? Would that be good or bad to you? And do you think feminism is still necessary today? Why or why not? Please pick two of those and answer. All right, guys. So hopefully you got your kind of juices going with some thoughts on, what we might be talking about in this unit. Notice how this is getting back into political philosophy and ethics for sure, but also epistemology and metaphysics. What even is gender, right? That's that kind of definitional thing, and how do we know those kinds of things. So it's got that metaphysics, epistemology stuff in there embedded, but it's also definitely got political and ethical implications. So it's kind of a blend of our two semesters. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this, and I will see you soon.